Hello. Here, I'm gonna joust. Who are you? Yeah. All right, so we are more or less over the summit and we're gonna do a traverse. I'm just gonna sort of tool around in this location. You keep dropping below me, but mountain flying rule number one, stay above the person who knows the terrain. I'm flying the line right now along the summit, and I'm just gonna kind of work my way traversing on the ski area side of the mountain. So beautiful. This you can't see the smells, but this place smells really good. There's something about like the alpine tundra kind of a location that is just I don't know. It's well, I'm right near the lift house. So I'm gonna why don't I can land at the lift house on top. I'm gonna land on the top. Okay. So at least this way we can regroup and get to know the terrain. And I get to debrief your landings. No low turns. Yeah, I'm at yeah, exactly the top of the gondola. The cliff face up here is absolutely beautiful in real life, and there's a cave. And I wrote about it in one of my books, Transcending Fear, Cave of the Winds. I actually got stuck in there. Long story. Let's see how she does it. Flare, push the end. Hey, very nice. Woohoo! You got to run with your hands in the air like you just don't care. Oh, you ran through me like a ghost. That's awesome. All right, so you guys want to maybe gain a little altitude and then play around the summit a little bit more with parachutes? I went more or less straight up. Oh, I got somebody under canopy. I got somebody under canopy. So I'm just gonna cut off my jets and pull at 2000. No malfunction on heading opening. You should have it turn once in a while. Like off heading openings are, it's a fact of life. They can be. They can be fun. I've had 13 of them. Well, 13 that I had to cut away. Yeah, I have no idea how many malfunctions I've had because I fix them. Oh, there's somebody down below. My altitude is 1.2. Yeah. So you're on my tail, Amir. There's somebody really. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, so you're the one behind me. Okay. Sorry, what's your name again? Nick. Okay, so Nick's on my tail. Yeah, this is such a there's a lot of blueberries to pick up here. And the occasional moose, and they can totally kick your ass, so be careful. I got chased by a moose on crutches up here. I was I I was healing. Oh, I was healing from a paragliding accident. Yeah, check the mic. All right, I got somebody. Who's that over there? Who's that over there? Oh, that was you parrying by? Nice. Oh, you're still there. Nice flying, son. Nice job. Yeah, Cave of the Wind is somewhere up over here. I'm gonna play with the terrain. Oh, is that you? I'm gonna play with the terrain a little bit. The other thing that's really fun is following the ski trails. Why don't I lead you guys down the ski trails? Yeah, well, this is like sort of an expert trail that you can take. So you're gonna have to use fronts to stay on the line, and then occasionally power, possibly. I had to use power just now. Yeah, always wise. All right, I'm gonna cut right because it's fun. No, that was awesome. Isn't it? Oh, totally. Yep. Yeah, and if it gets really steep, you can throw a 360. Barrel roll it. I'm gonna add some brakes and not actually land. Yeah, that was awesome. God, this is fun. I'm going right, going right. Guy, did you? All right, here, I'm gonna pop up and do a 360. Popping up. Nope, that was too low. That was too low. No, I died. Well, no, that was too low. You died too. See, speed riding is dangerous. I'm gonna go to the right. You go to the left. It'd be cool as hell. We'll meet up on the other side of the hill.
Oh, I see you.
That was cool.
This is fun.
Yeah, I thought you would like that. You can hear?
You can't hear us?
No, I can, but my husband, he's on his Oculus too, and
can't
for some
hear?
reason, he can hear you guys, but his mic is not working, so.
Okay, so does he have the mic on? Like in the headset?
Should be on, that's the thing.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, at least he can hear us. That was cool, right? That was awesome. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. All right, I see somebody's open. Somebody's open, so I'm gonna kill jets and get open. I gotcha. I gotcha. I'm gonna head over to Low Man and collect. Just yeah, head to the rocks. Yeah, just head to the Rocky Summit area. Let's sort of collect over the Rocky Summit area. Alpine Tundra. I had trouble remembering what it was called. Yeah, Smuggler's Notch is off to the right. There's a lot of really great places to visit up here. Just not this time of year. It's cold. It's so cold. I was out snowshoeing today. It was like 10 degrees, and I'm all the way down in Maryland. Yeah, it was colder than that last night. Okay. So I see Low Man. Let's just do head on point right at me. Who's the Low Man?
That's me probably.
That's you? Okay. All right. Yeah, that's you. Okay. So is this me coming into formation with you? Good. Yeah, I'll apply a little bit of brave. And so why don't you do a little bit of a right turn? It'll help us hold that heading for a moment. And let's not hit the rocks because that doesn't make us look good. But and now a little left. Now a little bit of left, a little more left. Just make sure you cross the ridge. Yeah. Yeah, well, maybe you should be. I'm flying exactly the same line I did last time. Yeah. Yeah, probably. All right. All right. Can I get into this target? I'm off. Hey, nice. That's pretty good. All right, we got what, two more? I see the one. Oh, where? There we go. Hit those brakes sharp. Yeah. If you're still descending, especially in a turn, both brakes kind of sharp, right? Push until you see that it changes direction, and that's not just in VR. That's in the real world, right? So if you're flaring late, don't flare slow. Does that make sense? If you're flaring late, be sharp about that input. It's going to require some, physical effort, and that will change your direction real quickly. Regardless of where you are in the toggle stroke. Oh, I see it, Jetman. All right, you guys want to do some speed riding? Somebody's under canopy. All right. So let's do this thing. Wave off. Pull. Nice. All right. So, I'm just gonna circle over the summit, uphill from the lift house on top. You, you know, there's a cabin on the top of this mountain that you can rent and spend the night, like even in the winter. So you can take the gondola up with your camping stuff. It's pretty cold, but you can light a fire and hang out. What's that? Oh, I see. Yeah, where are you? Oh, there's somebody down below that I wanted to get down to visit. There we go. Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I don't know. Somehow I couldn't get the canopy to come out after the jet.
It happens. It happens. All right, so I'm just gonna S turn over the top and then we'll start going down the hill. I'm just doing right and left over the top, right and left until I'm low. And I'm right over the summit. I can't be more than 100 feet above the summit. I got somebody on my tail. I got somebody above. Okay. I'm gonna go back this way. All right, we can get like a little chunk of the terrain up top here before we head down. Can I get some coins? Yeah. All right, going downhill now. I'm initially get some coinage, man. It's fun. All right. So you might need fronts to stay down, right? And that's a tricky business because like to pull fronts, you're also pulling brakes. So the moment you get off the fronts, you're in brakes. So there's this oscillation. Right? You know what I mean? Where it wants to porpoise up the moment you get off. I am not. Yeah, I'm trying not to use power. Yeah. Brakes. There we go. Yeah. No, I'm not going to do any barrel rolls this time. Yeah. So when you're really doing this thing, keep in mind that if you're low to the ground and you're cranking a hard turn with a lot of roll angle, you can clip your end cell, right? You can hit your end cell on a tree and it takes people out. So think about as you're turning, I've got roll angle, my parachute's presenting a larger area. Oh no. I'm going right again. I like this tight scoop. Yeah, it is. Is there anybody on me? Oh, I see somebody jetpacking.
Yeah, that's me because I can't go because of the terrain not loading, right?
Oh, I'm on a quest too, so I don't know if that's the specific limitation or what. I think that's possible. Look at you guys. Nice. That was awesome. That was so cool. So yeah, the main landing area for the experienced people is about midway on the runway, alongside the runway. You'll see a T. So if you guys jump in Europe ever, they often use a T on the ground, like fabric T. So you're supposed to read a T when you're landing. So if the T is upside down, you're downwinding it. So that is very helpful. And we use it for in-hops in particular, because it doesn't just say, here's the target. It says, this is the landing direction. And we can all just agree to land, left-hand traffic pattern or whatever. But in this particular situation, the Google Maps has the T set up to land with the runway on the left side. So we're going to be doing a right-hand traffic pattern into land at the T. So the T is the target, right-hand traffic. In other words, the base leg is towards the runway, then it'll be a right turn. You'll be landing with the runway on your left side. You dig?
Yep.
Cool. Do you guys want to hop and pop and fly parachutes or? Cool. All right. I love doing that. All right. 3, 2, 1, exit. I'm pulling. Uh-oh, I got a spinner for some reason. Yeah, I know. Oh, it's not the kind that I can. I can't, no, that's not it. I just had them out. That's fun. It's directly under, yeah, it looks like a Y. There's an old defunct part of the runway that comes off of the middle. Yeah, so on the other side, yeah, on the other side of the runway, there's like a curvy, almost looks like a bow and arrow. So you're landing kind of in the middle of the bow and arrow. That'll help you spot it. On the outside of that, there's other fields that we use for less experienced jumpers and students. They land in that field. We'll see that on the downwind leg. Okay, so I got people on my tail. I appreciate you guys getting down here. Nicely done. Follow me around a little bit. I'm just going to do a slow turn so that our one straggler that's up higher can get down on the fronts. Yeah, it's a beautiful place. It's awfully grayed out due to clouds, but that's realistic. They get a lot of clouds here, turning right. If you jump 3 days a week at Voss, it's a good week. Like in the middle of the summer, it might snow. Yeah. All right, so let's see if we can let's form a tighter formation. Can you guys, I'm just gonna hold the heading. And actually, I'm gonna turn right so you guys can get close to me. I'm gonna turn right, turn about 90 and then stop turning. Cut off the corner, get in there, get in there. Come on, cut off that corner, sharper turn, sharper turn. I'm gonna do it one more time. I'm gonna do another one. I'm gonna do another right turn a little slower. You guys cut off the corner and come to my side. Nice. All right, hold that heading. We got one straggler. And adjust your altitude so you're on my yeah, see if you can get on my altitude more or less. We'll build a big wide line. Okay, so this time we're gonna do something different. We're gonna do a 180-degree turn. We're gonna do it to the right. So picture where you're going. All right, see that? Now picture where you're gonna be going after the 180. Here we go, 180 to the right. Go, go, go. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Hold the heading at the 180. Somebody slightly underturned, but not bad. Not bad. So that can be very useful. Obviously, if you're flying away from the drop zone, and you look at your partner like, geez, we could do, a whole bunch of little turns. Oh, look at that. Your canopy's black. Huh. If you guys look at your parachutes, what color are they? Huh. Oh, well, you all, that's weird. You all look like black canopies to me. All right, let's do a 9. Okay, I got an idea. So let's get on level. If you're high, get on level. Use your fronts. Yeah, that's you. Yeah, you were high.
And I'm low. So.
Okay, I'm gonna start a left turn so I can see everybody. Good. Yes, now follow me in this left turn. Follow me in. If you go low, add some brakes, but keep the turn going. And we can circle that. Your turn's a little too tight, the guy that's behind me. Just slow down the turn rate so that you're circling around each other. Isn't this cool? It's one of my favorite things to do with a bunch of friends. There you go. That's awesome, right? Yep, I gotcha. That's so cool. All right, so we're getting 2.6. We're over a good spot. We're kind of right over the landing site. Or maybe we can tighten it up. So just like you might have to add a little bit of brakes to use the horizontal component of lift to tighten you up. Does that make sense? Or if you're in a turn and you add both brakes, the horizontal component of lift actually causes you to move towards the center of the circle, and you can get even tighter. That's awesome. All right, so 1.9, let's start to, we'll follow me. I'm gonna head out so that we're gonna have a nice pattern. There's no wind at all. I know how to line this one up. I've done this before. Yeah, so the town of Voss, based on my current heading, is to the left. by the lake. Absolutely beautiful place. They've got a gondola that goes up the ski area, and you can follow that. You know, there's people fly that line down from the gondola with their speed wings. I'm turning right. And we can kind of meander our way. We're a little bit wide. We're a little high to start our downwind leg, so I'm just going to S-turn. Can you guys picture the pattern where we're going, right? So this is the heading of our base leg. Left turn now, left turn, beginning a downwind. Yeah, well, you'll see it as we get lower. So, yeah. So there's the parking. It's right in the middle of that green field next to the runway.
Just the white right now, but it does start to look more like a T.
Yeah, as you get lower. Nice job, guys. You guys are on me like white on rice. All right, 600. I'm going to start a slow turn towards base. I didn't intend to turn that fast, sorry. Extending out into the scrubby area. It's kind of deep grass out this way. And before I get to the runway, I'm turning right towards final approach. And let's see if I'm going to overshoot. I'm going to overshoot a little bit. So you guys might need fronts based on the pattern that I flew to get to the T. There's my T. There's my T. See if I get any company. I should move out of the way. Hey, not bad. That's pretty good accuracy. Hit the brakes early, you guys, if you're going to come up short. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, if you guys check the videos, like search my channel, there you'll see what it looks like to actually fly here. It looks better than this. Nicely done. Yeah, it's a good spot. Yeah, that's cool. All right, let's jet back up. Whoosh. All right, so I'm gonna fly up to whoever that is. And then I'll just cut jets and Paul. That looks pretty good. And the view is so nice. All right. So I'm gonna kill. Again, why did I have a malfunction again? No, well, maybe it, yeah, sort of resumed, but I changed it back. I thought I did. Matthew. He likes
Did you
messing me
do
up.
malfunctions or something?
He did, yes. All right, so I am headed towards the runway. Somebody's on my tail, somebody else is not far behind. So let's see if we can get directly over the T at 1,200 feet exactly, flying with the runway behind us, basically, to begin a pre-base leg. Yeah, so I'm at 13 now, and I'm gently turning left. So get right over that target at exactly 1,200 feet. You might have to use brakes to adjust it. Okay, so I'm more or less over the top of it at 12. And if you're a little bit on the late side, so I can see the person that's behind me is like right at my height, you might have to fly a slightly tighter pattern. 900 feet, turning right. This is the correct amount of offset. And last time we didn't have enough, right? So in other words, the base leg ended up being too short. So as a result, I was going to overshoot and I had to front riser a hair. The box really works, like in the real world. There you go. 500 feet. If you're too high. Right. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So then you could skip the initial one. But what I love about flying the full box is that you can adapt to winds. They can show you how to how to make it perfect. Nice, that's cool. That's awesome. Right, yeah, so does that make sense? So let's say you consider the length of your base leg. On a no wind day, it's gonna be the same length as any other leg of your pattern. But if there's wind, let's say the wind's blowing this way, that means you're on your base leg, you gotta crab a little bit, right? So that you move perpendicular to your final approach, and that crabbing will slow down your ground track. And as a result, you have to shorten your base leg. So, right, so basically, if you fly a pre-base leg and try to look straight down and make sure that your crab angle is such that your ground movement is perpendicular to your final, right? And now on the base leg, you're establishing the correct distance offsetting from your center line in that 1200 down to 900 leg. And then you just have to fly a straight, straight downwind, like really straight. And then it'll come out perfect, which is great when you're setting yourself up for, brakes, off, double fronts, carve by 450, and everything's got to be right. Otherwise, you're going to die. It's awfully nice to be anal. You know what I mean? To like really be regimented in boxing everything off and being method, being super methodical about it. That's kept me alive, swooping since the 80s, being very method. There we go. Cool. All right. It is fun to like when I mountain fly, I try not to use power just because it trains me into expecting that I don't have that as an out. Yeah, I would love the zigzaggy roads that go all the way up the ski area. That there's a lot of nice places to live there. Very expensive, but a lot of night skiing because the sun goes down so early. Like in the wintertime, the sun's going down at 3, yeah, well, so far north, yeah, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the sun's starting to go down. It starts to come up at 11 in the afternoon, so you've got very limited skiing. All right, so where'd you go? So you're right on me. It's steeper that way. Well, let's do a little bit of front risering on this heading, and then we'll start down the mountain. Getting off fronts now. And I'm going to turn left 90 now. See if we can get some coins. I'm going to bend it left all the way to a traverse. Yeah, if it's starting to rise in front of you, you got to turn right. I got to turn right. I got to turn. It's starting to get too flat. Oh, I got it again. Turning left. Popping up. I almost ate it. Yeah, it's complex terrain. I like that. Still my favorite was flying down that volcano. That was great. Right? It wasn't Kilauea, it was the other one, the Rainier. That had some wonderful features. Very nice. Here, I'll add brakes so you can catch up to me. All right. Did that help? I'll do it again. Oh, you're down and dirty. Okay, I'm off my brakes. What I love about flying in Norway is that when you're doing this stuff, you're not that high above sea level, so you don't deal with hypoxia even on the bigger mountains. Yeah. Yeah, to do this in Colorado, you're dizzy. All right, let's see. We can do another switch back to the right, 180. Nice field. I don't know that it's level. I'm going to assume that it breaks away from us. So I'm going to land across that grass in the bigger field. but not in the middle of the field. I'm gonna shy over to where these houses are. I'm gonna turn left towards final now. Buzz, the houses scared the chickens. Hello, everybody. Yep, I was right. There was a little bit of a hill, so try to always land across a hill. You're on the balloon. All right, well, we can meet you there. Nice, beautiful. That was pretty cool. Oh, you're the high man. Okay, so I'm gonna get below you. And then we can fly a pattern together. So I can sort of guide you to a nice path. Can you see me right in front of you? 1.3. Okay, so at 1.2, we're over the target, turning left 90. And now we're gonna fly our pre-base leg, offsetting away from the wind line until we get to 900 feet. And then we're gonna turn right 90 degrees. Oh, my altimeter's off. Uh-oh. I was flying up based on my altimeter and it was way off. It says I'm at 800 feet and I'm looking at it going, that's about 150 feet. Can I still get back to the target? Ooh, you're on the other side of the runway over there. What are you doing there? That's tricky, right? So in AFF, they don't talk about using your rear risers for, being a little bit short, right? You go too far from the target. If you pull on a little bit of rear risers, just a couple of inches, it'll flatten your glide out. You'll really notice it. Here's the thing though. If you're at 50 feet still in rears, now you're in trouble because you got a flare. And when you let up on your rear risers, you let them go, the canopy's going to want to surge forward and dive and lose altitude quickly, and then it'll oscillate up and down on the pitch axis. So get off those rears by 100 feet. Every time. Every time. Yeah, no problem. But just do your practices at up high, so you can get good at it. All right, I'm going to go back up. All right, well, let's do it. Let's kill jets and pull parachutes. See somebody above me, and I'll just do a braking turn, see if I can find. Yeah, I'm just doing a slow right turn and brakes just to kind of figure out where everybody is. We can circle for a moment. That's fine. Yeah, I love doing this. I want to create a translucent parachute so I can see people when I'm spiraling. Like if you're spiraling with somebody, it's very hard to see them. Even just like a couple of windows or something. Exactly. That's where I got the idea. Yeah. Or like windsurfers, they always have that. Okay, I'm going to stop screwing around and start taking this accuracy seriously. So I'm a little bit low. I would go to rears right now just so I could get to the target at the 1,200-foot mark. Let's see if where are you going? You're going to the other field? They call so you overshot. All right, 900 feet. I'm banging my right turn, and you're on the inside lane. And we'll see how this works out on the base. All right, I'm turning right to my base leg now. There you go. So yeah, we're just kind of switching slots. And since we're at the same altitude, I'm going to take the lane closer to the runway. And you can take the lane slightly away from the runway. Yeah, do you normally front riser on your final approach? I do. Yeah. Well, we can talk about how to do that without dying.
No, like right.
Well, front rising near the ground has some wonderful aspects to it because you can energize the system. Where'd you go? I see him. I mean, you have to rehearse the process of course, going to brakes, right? Because you can't pull your fronts very well when you're in full flight. It's too much pressure in the canopy. And then you surge, and then with 2 fingers, like imagine making a peace sign. With those 2 fingers, that's what goes through the dive loops instead of your whole hand, so that you don't drop the toggles when you release your front risers. Right, that is actually kind of a good safety thing. So you're gonna wanna rehearse riding brakes, then look up at your dive loops, get off of the brakes, grab the fronts in one motion, and then pull them down. Right? And you have a window of opportunity of like a second from brakes off to pulling fronts. If you wait too long, now after you surge, the canopy dives, now it's really receptive. Exactly. So if you wait too long, the canopy is going to balloon up and now you can't front riser. So it's like brakes, off, fronts, drive, and then there's a whole multitude of what could happen as you release the front risers. Hey, what's up? Yeah. Yeah, so it looks like you overshot a little bit on your approach. So, so you're just gonna have to take that base leg a little bit deeper. And so in real life, if you take the base leg too far towards the mountain over there, well, now you can't make it to the target. So you would go to rear risers, 2 or 3 inches on a student canopy probably is all I would recommend for now. Because what you're gonna need to do soon is go to the rears when you're up nice and high, pull those rear risers down, you'll feel it start to flutter when it gets real deep, and then it'll stall and it'll drop behind you and you let your hands up and it'll start flying, but it'll kill your canopy. And to know where that point is, where the canopy stalls, is really important. Because number one, you don't want to stall on final approach. You don't want to stall if you're flaring with the rears for landing because you've broken a steering line, right? You might choose to land your main parachute and not cut away with a broken steering line because you've got 2 perfectly good rear risers. Under those circumstances, you wouldn't want to stall for landing. So you need to know how deep you can go before it shudders, right? That's not stalled yet. And then all of a sudden, whoa, it feels like the back legs on your chair broke. And you just, whoop, right? And so when that occurs, and then you can offset risers and go into a helicopter spin if you. The other thing that's really interesting about that is the data tells us that if you pull the rear risers all the way down to the stall point and you learn that location relative to your body, and then you go about half the distance between no rears and the stall point, a little bit more than that is the best glide ratio your parachute can do. It's about 60% of the range. A lot of it sort of comes from common sense, but not everything. What we've learned from analyzing people's brain function while they're freaked out is very interesting. The loss of activity, because you lose activity in significant areas of the brain that allow you to have willed action, right? So freezing is totally natural. Fine motor skills. Yep. Communication. Yep. Well, I think we can convert it. It's like alchemy. The way the alchemists talk about turning lead into gold. I think that fear is lead and joy is gold. You just got to breathe your way into that.
I like that.
Yep. I'm doing a 270. I was a little high. I totally cut you off. Did I cut you off, Nick? No, that was me.
That's very nice, yeah.
Was it? Well, I've done this a few times. Nice. Here we go. Nice clean approach. A little correction on the right. Excellent. Nice. Yeah, this is a great place to jump for sure. I would definitely recommend it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They close in the winter, of course, but there's a good 5 months that you can jump. It's and of course, several days a week, it'll rain or hail or snow. Even in the summer. Yeah, you never know. You might be in a bathing suit or a parka. Um, Voss is about 1/3 up. Yeah, it's about 1/3 up from the bottom of Norway. That's relative to the whole country, right? So, relative to the, yeah, I mean, it's north of most of the people. Yeah, yeah, the train to the main city takes about an hour, hour and a half. Yeah, and that's to Bergen. Yeah, but from Oslo, the train will be about 6 hours. Yeah. Whoops. It's a very long country. Yeah, exactly. All right, so Nick, is that, I didn't warn you that I was gonna kill my jet so soon, but. Where I'm at 3.8, resetting altitude, yeah, 3.7. Somebody's doing a heli spin down there. Nice. You're doing a heli spin. That's hilarious. I have a piece of footage of me flying around somebody doing toggle heli right here, like literally at this spot. It's on YouTube. Yeah, you'll see. Yeah, you'll see the video if you look for it. Yeah, kinda. It depends on the parachute. Some canopies really don't like doing it. You end up with line twists. Rear riser, yeah, rear riser stall spins can be more predictable. Yeah. Yeah, so where's the other two?
I'm here, I'm at 2,000.
You're, you're, okay. 5, geez, we got an adrenaline junkie. Future base jumper. Well, yeah, I'm not gonna judge. I loved it. I loved it. Oh, I quit before I got, I think maybe it was like six base jumps. And I was like, this is just not safe. And I want to lead a good example. Right, who's that flying away from the drop zone at 1.5? There you go. I'm glad you're coming back. I was wondering if you were going to come back. Yeah. I put my game face on by 2 grand. Yeah, I'm like seriously into the science of pattern by 2 grand every jump. And up to that point, all bets are off. I'm flying with friends and I'm doing all kinds of, I just switch my mode. But even then, if it's a windy day, I'm already, kind of doing the stuff like facing into the wind and checking my ground speed, starting right away. Like as soon as I open, look at my crab angle, you know what I mean? It's like to get an idea of how much I'm drifting as I cut across the wind line. All that stuff. So the windy days are a little bit different. Ain't it pretty? Now, of course, off the trees, there's that like triangle of trees. On the other side of it is a round circle. That's the target for everybody that's got under, I can't remember, a certain number of jumps. Nubage. Yeah, all the students will have to land there. Whoa, what are you doing? Wild stuff to get to the target. Hey, who's that? That's a nice approach right there. Clean as a whistle. Very nice. That was sweet. I know, I should have cleared the tee. So let's see how Tony does. So he's out there heading in an interesting direction. All right, so it's a crosswinder. So if you overshoot, you're in the runway. So we don't normally do our approaches in that direction because of the runway. We get, oh geez, all right, so once you start flaring, don't lift back up. Right? It's the thing that I've seen break the most people is starting the flare and then coming off of it, right?
Right, so, okay.
Hold what you got. Yeah.
All the way.
But what if you flare at 20 feet? It might naturally occur in your brain. Oh, it's too soon. Because as soon as you lift your hands again, you reduce the drag of the parachute and it surges and dives. So get used to not only, sort of recognizing, oh, I flared too high. I'm going to hold what I got, but gently keep adding and then push the end. Right? And push. Don't let back up in general. But here's the thing. If your first motion for the flare is sharp and it causes a pendulum swing that stops your descent and you're in level flight at like 20 feet, you can't just flare and stop because the canopy will slow down and then it surges and dives. Even though you didn't lift your hands, it looks like you did. So the only way to prevent it, so you go like, oh shit, it's too soon, and then you keep gently adding to add drag to the parachute to keep it back there.
Like low flare.
Yeah, just when you go, oh shit, that was too soon, and then you just gently keep adding. If you began slow, it's fine. You can stop. It's the dynamic flare that you have to stop that surge. Because right, you swung out from under the canopy and it doesn't want to stay like this. It wants to swing back under by way of the other side. Does that make sense? It's a pendulum. So yeah, that's the best thing you can do though is on final, stay cool and relaxed and breathing. Tension your brake lines, right? Because there's slack. If you're all the way up, you're slack, which puts a delay in the effect of your flare. Hold the tension on the brakes, looking forward, seeing the big picture, not just the target. And then smooth push when it's time, and then slow down again after you achieve the level off, right? So it's smooth, sharp, slow finish. Smooth, sharp, slow finish. I'm going back up. I'm going to go to 15 and fly a box. Let's see if it works perfectly. Resetting altitude. Yeah, exactly. You want to be over your target at 1,200 feet exactly, flying perpendicular to your final at that point. So you don't want to be like making a turn at 1,200 feet because that'll screw up your accuracy. Right? Because you have a gain of speed and then you have an oscillation on the pitch axis after the turn. So you want all those turns done when you're striking that point at 1,200. I see a jetpack person. Hi. So I'm hanging out over the runway within striking distance. I'm going to do this like it's the world meet in accuracy. And if it was the world meet in accuracy, I would look out at the horizon and relax and breathe and meditate before starting the approach. Yeah, get your headspace right. It matters. It really does. We're 1,300 rolling in. I am 1.2 exactly over the top. All right, this should work. Proof of concept. I was sure I invented this when I wrote it in the book, and then I discovered Dan Poynter invented this back in the 70s. Yeah. I usually started a little bit before. Yeah, that's a good question. But yeah, normally I start just a little bit before the altitude. I'd rather have a hair too much altitude on my turn to final, because then I can modulate the way it turns and change the outcome. That worked great. Thank you. Nope, I overshot. That's- Hey, if, well, I don't mind. This is how you learn.